Our City News. We are here at the Fitchburg Senior Center talking about economic development and what it means to the city of Fitchburg.
And now, the latest news, sports, and weather with Stephanie Allison and the entire Our City News team.
The genesis of this was our participation in the Community Compact. That is a state initiative spearheaded by the governor, and certainly the lieutenant governor was key in that effort. And the funds that are used as an incentive to join that compact are what paid the Collins Institute for this study tonight.
And we're back at the Senior Center, and I have with me Mayor Steve DiNatale. How are you tonight?
It's always good to see you. Great. It's a great evening tonight. We had a wonderful turnout on a night that was kind of a little tough to get out in the cold and the wet and whatnot, but turned out well. This is a 7-month effort. This is one more step toward having what I like to refer to as the roadmap for economic development. It gives you ideas. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? And this is hopefully what it will tell us. Mm-hmm. And the Collins Center at UMass has provided this guidance under the direction of Monica Lamboy, who's going to be presenting when we reconvene. And through the efforts of the governor and lieutenant governor, which funded this, and us becoming a community compact city, mm-hmm. Lieutenant governor came out, awarded us that with the initiatives that we cited, and this being one of them, because I believe it's important for the city. So the initiatives that are going to come out of this tonight, I mean, we're going to assess, we're going to weigh what we think will work best for the city of Fitchburg, and we're going to act upon them. So good things in the future.
Absolutely. And bringing the people out to let us know what they think of everything is incredible.
That's right. You've got a lot of the members of the committee, the groups that have met over the last 7 months, but we really want to solicit input from citizens in the city of Fitchburg. Mm-hmm. What do you like about the some of the concepts that have been brought up? What don't you like? What would you rather see? What is missing? So this is their opportunity to make that kind of a statement. So we're looking forward to what kind of information we get.
Is there anything specific that you'd like to hit that they've kind of talked about on these boards that you'd really like to see come forward?
What I always cite is, there are a number of moving targets in the city of Fitchburg that we're going to hit. We're going to have to hit. One of them that intrigues me is how we can exploit, in a positive way, the river, mm-hmm. the Nashua River, and the fact that we are a city on the river, and how can we accent that and make it a reason why, one of the reasons why you want to come to Fitchburg.
Absolutely. Take the beautiful scenery and run with it.
That's right. Exactly. We have a number of amenities. Tom Skorowski talked about it tonight, about the fact that the housing market in the eastern part of the state is saturated. It's very costly. You can jump on the commuter rail, come out to Fitchburg, and be in very, very affordable housing. Mm-hmm. And properties that you can invest in that you aren't paying $1,200 and $1,500 a month to rent an apartment in Cambridge.
Absolutely.
That'll get you a house in Fitchburg with a few acres of land, perhaps.
And hopefully that'll bring a few more small businesses in down on Main Street and everywhere else.
That's right. It's the old adage by President Kennedy, rising tide raises all boats.
Absolutely.
So let's do it. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and I'll let you get back to looking at all the drafts.
Thank you.
And we'll go back to the Senior Center, but first, let's go over to Edgar Davis with the weather.
Thank you, Stephanie. And now here's your Our City News 5-day forecast. Enjoy the sunshine while you can, because there'll be a mixture of rain and snow this afternoon with a temperature high of 40, cloudy skies at night with a low of 30. We're in for a cloudy Saturday with a temperature high of 57 and a near freezing 33 during the night. And the rain comes back again during Sunday morning with those temperatures once again near freezing, a high of 39 during the day and a low of 32 during the night. Sunday Cloudy skies will be cloudy with a chance of overnight rain. Hopefully, we'll have a chance to be dry by next week. Monday shows mostly cloudy skies during the day and clear skies at night. And Tuesday brings sunny skies and a clear night sky with temperature highs of 53 and 54 respectively. This is Edgar Davis with the weather for our City News. Back to you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Edgar. With economic development as the top subject today, let's go back to the Senior Center with more from our special report. And I am here with the Director of Economic Development, Mary Jo Bohart. How are you tonight, and how is this event going for you?
It's a wonderful event, very well attended, and I think the best part for me is to watch the citizens and the attendees go around the room to various subject stations and put their opinions, their preferences right onto some of these boards that we're going to take back, and we're going to encapsulate the comments as we revise these goals and actions for economic development for Fitchburg.
It's awesome to see city councilors and residents alike being able to mingle and talk and get what we need done.
Exactly. It's actually an informal setting, and yet we're dealing with a very important subject. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's when people are relaxed, they're going to give their honest opinions, and this is a great opportunity to hear what the public has to say.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for pulling all of this together. It's an incredible event.
Thank you to FATV, because when you capture these things, it's for posterity, and this is wonderful. Thank you.
All right. And we'll be right back with more from our City News. And we are here at the Senior Center, and I have with me newly elected councilor Anthony Zarella. How are we doing tonight, Anthony?
Very good. How are you?
I am well. This is a great event tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is exactly the sort of thing that the city really needs, is both the plan itself. It looks like a lot of thought's been put into it, and I think that's going to be really helpful going forward to have concrete stepping stones.
Absolutely.
But also the opportunity to explain it to the public and get feedback, because even with the expertise that we have at the administrative level and as good a crew as I'm happy to work with on the council, we can't have all the ideas. There are going to be things that we miss if we don't get ideas from the people who are actually living in these sectors day to day and working in these various areas of the economy. They're the ones who can tell us what they need to succeed.
So having the public being able to vote with their little green dots on all of the boards and able to write on sticky notes on the actual plans really means a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think it will, once we see what everyone has, what thoughts everyone has had, I'm really looking forward to being able to then go over it. I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of compiled version maybe, or just spend a lot of time looking at it before I leave tonight. And hopefully that'll spark some real ideas to move forward, because it's got to happen at all levels if we're going to succeed. It can't be just the council or just the mayor's office trying to do things, or just the businesses and the Chamber of Commerce. We've got to all be on the same page here.
Yep. He mentioned that we have to build up, as well as the small businesses around, we have to build up the housing and everything like that. Has that crossed the city councilors' tables?
I don't believe there's anything on the table right now, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot, because I was on I still am on the zoning board in addition to the council, and that's something I've been seeing every month for the last year and a half, is the state of our current housing stock and what challenges people have trying to move into the city and what's drawing people to the city. And I think the more we can do with that, if you've got people ready here in the city, ready to work, and in happy, good housing situations where they're not going to be looking to get out of the city in the near future, that's going to really draw, I hope, some employers to say, look, we've got this stable base of potential employees. They're not going anywhere. So this is a good place to have our business.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of great plans in works, and I'm happy to see everybody out looking around.
Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this brings.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Anthony.
Oh, thank you very much.
Stay tuned for more from our City News.
You're watching Our City News on FATV.
And we're back at the Senior Center, and I have with me City Councilor Amy Green and also Diane Burnett. And you are a resident and looking at all of the drafts today, correct?
Yes, I'm out here reading them. I like that there's fresh ideas, new ideas. Some of these things can come to fruition. Our town needs this, so I think it's wonderful. I'm out there with my green dots, putting them on the board, saying, I like this idea. So it's a good thing.
So it's nice to see a bunch of doable ideas being put up.
Small things can make a big difference. And I mean, you get some of these small ideas going, and it'll snowball, and it'll start making things bigger, better, and more. I'm all about my city. I'm all about my city, and what can we do to make it a better place? This is my home. I want it to be a good place.
Absolutely. And it's great to see all of the city council members here today. Also, Amy.
Thank you. Right. So this has been a process and a project that's been in place for a little over a year, sitting on the committee right from the inception of this. And it really did take a lot of hard work, kind of pounding of the pavement, deciding where we wanted to go with Fitchburg, what our big mission statement was going to be, and how we were going to get there. So I commend, the other councilors and the other community members that have put in the time and effort to get us to where we are now. And now it's important that we open that up to be as transparent like we've never been before under Mayor DiNatale's tutelage on getting the community involved, because it really doesn't matter what ends up on paper sitting on a shelf somewhere. It's the community input to drive us to get these things done. So that's what I find important, is that events like this where we get to meet with residents and the stakeholders of our community. Fitchburg is on a roll. We're heading in the right direction, and now we just need to keep that going.
Absolutely.
Fitchburg rocks. We got to keep that boulder rolling, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's very good. That's very good.
So Fitchburg does so much, especially during the summer with Civic Days that I know you have a huge part in, and summer is a booming time for everybody to be outside. Are we looking to see some of these things happen by this summer, or is this going to be a longer process that we're going through?
I imagine, and again, ideally, some of these will be able to be rolled out this summer. Some of these things are already in place. Ooh. So, yeah, I mean, there will be other times when we hone down, what we hear, the important points from tonight from the residents, which we've asked them to do, is decide what's important to you. Because then we'll take back the boards and we'll accumulate those numbers to say, okay, this was number 1, this was number 2, number 3, and then we'll start putting together the action plan to get those things rolled out.
It's going to be awesome to see Fitchburg coming to all of these great ideas.
Absolutely. I want to see my city come back. I remember my city, and I want it to come back. I think everybody doing their piece of it, everybody coming up with their ideas, the thoughts, I think it's good for my city. I do. It's my city, just like it's her city and your city. We care about it.
Right,
So-
it's our city. Like it's our city news, it's our city.
It's our city.
Our city.
We want to make it better. So, I think all of these boards going around here telling all these wonderful ideas, we're going to see how many of them come to fruition and make it better.
That's incredible. Well, there's a lot of paperwork to look over, ladies, so I will let you get back to it. Thank you for taking time to talk to us tonight.
Thank you as
Thank
always.
you.
And thanks for FATV for being here.
And now we turn it over to Matt Carroll with this week's FATV Sports Report.
Hi, I'm Matt Carroll. Today is February 23rd. It's a Friday, and this is the FATV Sports Report. As always, we start with local sports. We got the Fitchburg Red Raiders playing their last home game against Burncoat. They lose that one 64-52. We now move on to Monty Tech boys basketball. Boys basketball winning against West Boylston 60-49 to end their regular season. The girls take a tough loss against Greater New Bedford 70-52 in the Tech tournament. As we come closer to the end of the high school season, we will have results for you with district play with St. Bernard's, with the Red Raiders, and with Leominster. Actually, speaking of Leominster, the girls did play their last game as well. They played Groton Dunstable. They lost that one 61-34. Tough loss there for them. But as we move closer into that district play and state finals, we will have some results, especially with the Red Raiders hockey team too. We now move on to Fitchburg State sports. Big moment for Fitchburg State. They win their first playoff game 67-63 against Westfield, the men's basketball team. And then they beat the #1 seed Salem State. That's a huge victory for them. If you can remember, just a few years ago, they played them in the MASCAC finals. They won a great game, and there was a little bit of emotion there, creating this, that atmosphere for this for the big game last night. And Fitchburg won that in overtime, 90-81. Troy DeCosta getting a couple of big layups at the end of the game, giving the Falcons the win. Fitchburg had the lead throughout most of the game, but Salem came roaring back, as they always do. And Fitchburg will be moving on to play Bridgewater State on Saturday at 1 o'clock for the MASCAC final. This is their third MASCAC final in the last 6 years. Previous two, they have won. And not only that, just a few years ago, I personally got to see them go all the way into that NCAA tournament and beat the #1 seed in Division III play. So this is a upbeat moment for the Falcons men's basketball team. We now move on to men's hockey. Even bigger moment is the Fitchburg State men's team has the #2 seed, and they are riding a 7-game win streak where they're averaging about 7 goals a game. They're now 8-1-2 in their last few games, and now they're moving on, and they will be playing on Tuesday night for the semifinals, and we will not have a result on that until after this weekend when we find out the winner of the first round, which is Worcester State and Salem State. So it will be one of those two teams. We shall see. FATV will have full coverage of that game starting at 7 p.m., so be sure to tune in there. We now move on to pro sports. The Celtics return from the All-Star break. They will be playing tonight at Detroit at 7 o'clock. We now move on to the NHL. The Bruins beat the Oilers for their second win in a row, 3-2, and will be playing this Saturday against the Maple Leafs. Again, this is Matt Carroll, and that's the FATV Sports Report.
Hi, I'm Don Injemy. I'm here to tell you about and remind you the Longs Joe Classic is coming up as sooner than you think. Downtown Leominster will be June 30th, and July 1st will be downtown Fitchburg. Come on down, enjoy the event. We'll see you there.
Fitchburg being the incredible melting pot it is, we have included Fitchburg High School, and they have brought language ambassadors. Now, these great kids speak all sorts of different languages. I love your shirts that it says everything on it. Now, can you guys tell me, when did this all come to be?
Well, I don't know about other people here, but when I first, was introduced to this opportunity, I knew that Fitchburg was an entire melting pot of diversity. And it's just really refreshing to know that we can all come here together as a city and build on ideas like infrastructure and housing development and just to build upon ideas that we think will not only build onto the diversity of this city, but just how we can improve it, and yeah.
It's nice to see the young people taking initiative in. We have Fitchburg High School that does so much. We have Fitchburg State that does so much. It's awesome to see you guys coming in and letting us know what you think about all of this.
Definitely. I know that many of us, we come from so many different backgrounds, so we obviously all have different ideas of how we can improve the city and economically, and based on its infrastructure, and like I said, housing development, diversity, recreation, things like that. So I know that tonight's a really good night to get those ideas out, and especially from the youth.
Absolutely. It's awesome to see you guys coming down and supporting the city and supporting everything, and we just want to say thank you for showing interest in what it really means. As spring approaches, the Fitchburg Art Museum is busy with some amazing new displays. Cledia Spiro has all the details about one very unique artist in the current showcase they called Fantastical Political. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, this is Cledia Spiro from the Fitchburg Art Museum. Behind me is the Fantastical Political logo of our amazing show. We had the opening reception last Sunday and it was an amazing turnout. So if you missed that, there's still a chance for you to see it. We're open Wednesday to Friday 12 to 4 and Saturday to Sunday 11 to 5. And with me is Cynthia Constantino's work. She works pretty different scales. This is one of her larger pieces, and I'll take you to the next room and you can see what I'm talking about. So here we are with Cynthia Constantino's work behind me. As you can see, she plays with scale, and one of her pieces, the Madonna, is pretty provocative, and I'd like the co-curatorial fellow's perspective on it. Hi, Lauren.
Hi. So Cynthia is a Massachusetts-based ceramicist, and she is interested in exploring gender and social roles in the ways that we as a culture both understand and interpret and perpetuate these stereotypes about gender.
Lauren, what are some of the hallmarks of Cynthia's work that you'd like to talk about?
So there are actually two things I'd like to point out. One is that in Cynthia's work, you'll frequently see that she uses images of young girls, and part of that reason goes back to her own childhood when she started to realize and understand that there were differences in the roles that her own family members played gender-wise. And the other reason is that she's emphasizing the fact that some of these gender expectations are reinforced in young children. The other thing I wanted to point out was that Cynthia, she's a ceramicist, so she produces her own work, but she also frequently works with found objects like knickknacks. So she takes these visual and literary stories and recombines them. So she'll take the head of one knickknack and attach it to the body of something that she's created to sort of upend our perception and what we expect to see.
Yeah, so it is very exciting to have Cynthia's work here, and I personally, as a female artist, very much appreciate what she does for the medium and contemporary art as a whole. So I'd really like to invite you to the Fitchburg Art Museum to see Fantastical Political. We're open Wednesday to Friday, 12 to 4, and Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 5. We also have a really exciting new party coming up. It's called Eleanor Rocks the 1920s. It will be on March 10th, 6 to 9 p.m. So we hope you can join us. This is Cledia Spiro from the Fitchburg Art Museum.
Someone is hiding rubber duckies around the city, and you might win a prize if you find one. We found out a little more about how this is also helping the plans for Fitchburg Civic Days. And we all want to think about good weather and Civic Days coming up. I'm here with Diane Burnett, and you've got your friends with you today.
I do. We just picked them up from the mayor's office. We are doing a contest every other Sunday. We'll put out a clue. Where is it hidden in the city? So if you find one of these ducks with the writing on the bottom, it tells you what to do. It says, I am worth 2 free ducks to the amazing duck race. If you find me, take me to the mayor's office, and you have one. So these ducks go hiding. We hide one every other Sunday. Clues will go out. People can go and start digging and looking for them. It's a game, and it's building. This helps us support Civic Days. It's something to get people involved, engaged, to participate. So we want people to start paying attention to the ducks, that the ducks are out there. It's part of how we raise money to help pay for Civic Days activities and events and all the fun things that we do for them.
That's incredible. And where can people find the clues?
The clue is going to be out on Facebook. We put it out on Facebook, and we put it out on the website, the Civic Day website. So they're out there for people to go and find. Check about noontime on Sundays. The next one's coming up this Sunday. It's a great one this Sunday. So you have to think. You have to think good and logic. So we're finding all those unique places. And again, this is something you can do. You can have fun with your kids. You can go out there. You can get ducks. You can enter into a race with the possibility of a $5,000 bonus. Come on, $5,000 win is a good thing. So come out. Go find your duck. Read the clues. If we can't find it in a couple days, we put another clue out. So people are clever. They really are. The last lady that won, she took a half a day off from work to go find it because she knew the vicinity where it was, but she wanted to find this duck. So she did. And she brought us the duck back, so we now have another duck back in the house again. So, but Civic Days is for everybody in our city. It's for the 4th of July parade, it's the fireworks, it's a block party, it's the duck race. These are all things to show pride in our city. So please, get involved. Come to the meetings. Come and give us your help. We always need help. It's a small group of people, but get involved. Come and help. Volunteer your time. That's what I do. Please do it.
We're so looking forward to Civic Days because Civic Days means summertime.
It does. Warmth. We love warmth. We absolutely do.
Are there any exciting new things coming this Civic Days that you can share, or nothing that can be released to the press yet?
We have all of our acts booked. Our main stage is already filled. Our other opposite ends are filled. We have some really good acts. We're pulling acts from Boston. So we've got some really good acts that are going to be, you'll come and stay. It's not something that you'll walk through and leave. We want you to come, stay, eat, play, listen to the music, come and have a good time. And that's what this event has turned into, is the block party. It's turned into a family fun event, and we want you to come and enjoy yourself and have lots to do. And we're going to make sure you have lots to do.
Well, thank you so much, Diane, and we will be seeing you out and about in the city.
You will. We'll be out there doing boot drives pretty soon, so if you see us, drop some change in our bucket. Again, it helps to pay for all of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Diane.
Thank you.
This week on FATV. Tuesday at 7 p.m., Barbara and you with guests from Mass Good Neighbors Energy Fund. Wednesday at 7 p.m., discussing Fitchburg Now, Twin City Toastmasters. Thursday at 7:30 p.m., Stratton Players First Reading live. And on our government channel, Tuesday at 6 p.m., the Finance Committee meeting live.
So, Stephanie, this has been incredible right here at the Senior Center tonight. So many folks, players, real estate folks that own property, town players, city fathers, and then, of course, residents that are very interested in the future of the city, coming together, making decisions sort of in a democratic way, what's important to them.
Exactly, and it's been great to see how everybody pulls together to vote for the specific things that they think Fitchburg needs.
Yeah, it's important that the process is democratic, but there have to be priorities based on what can be done soon, what can be done in the long term, and then keeping all of those important subjects that even our ambassadors, our language ambassadors, the young folks, this is going to be their city.
It is. They're going to inherit the city from us, so to have their input and Fitchburg State's input with the theater block and everything that they're doing on Main Street, it's all moving Fitchburg forward.
I think that one of the things that's most important to the viewers of Our City News and all of the folks that are here tonight is looking very, very carefully at just the recent past. Over $32 million in the lower Main Street area, $52 million over time, and another $40 million in development in this Middle Main project. That's just incredible. So taking advantage.
And that's what we've got to do to move Fitchburg forward.
Yeah, north of Maine's represented here. Of course, Mark Dohan's group with New View Communities, that was well represented both in the real estate and this economic summit here. Just a lot of great things ahead.
It will be. And being a Fitchburg resident, what do you think of everything that's going on here tonight?
Well, that's kind of funny. 3 or 4 different hats tonight, resident, business owner, and of course being very involved with Fitchburg Access Television. We've got a lot to do, but there seems to be more energy now than ever before.
And we're going to take full advantage and keep rolling.
We will, on Our City News.
Thanks for staying with us through this whole evening on Our City News. I'm Stephanie Allison.
And Glenn Foster.
And have a great night.